Through farm forestry, dairy, beef and horticulture, Julian Rain is adding value and building consumer understanding about primary sector production. His family farm on the outskirts of Nelson City is the base for his associated businesses.
Our farm, based here in Stoke, is wedged between Richmond and Nelson City. We're about 1% of Nelson City itself by land area, which creates some challenges. We've been farming here 175 years. So on this property we are dairying, beef and forestry. We have about 100 hectares of forestry. It's in a lot of different stages. It's mostly planted in Pinus radiata, but also has Douglas firs, redwoods, Lusitanica, and a range of sort of smaller interesting things that interest us. The early stuff that we planted in the late 80s has been harvested, and now we're thinking about what we'll plant to replace that. It will go back mostly into Pinus radiata, but we're increasingly thinking about carbon farming and what we might do. So some of the difficult stuff to fell and harvest on some of the steep country, we're thinking about leaving it permanently in forestry. So our dairy is a natural extension to our farming operation. So we started supplying milk back to the Nelson community in 2013, firstly with vending machines and then cafes and restaurants, and then with home delivery through Milk and More. We started with 2 vending machines at our gate, and they became pretty popular, so we ordered a few more. So we've got about half a dozen vending machines. Then we found that cafes were coming along and actually filling up bottles to supply their own cafes, and we said, well, how about we deliver the milk for you? So we did that, and it's grown, and now we're over 100 cafes and restaurants in this region. And then from there we had the last remaining home supply contractor in the Nelson region approached us and said, how about we supply him with glass bottles and to be delivered to their home, and that's basically doubled his business in a very short space of time. He's now moved into Marlborough and supplying home delivery also in Marlborough. People not only love the taste of our milk, but also the fact that it's delivered in glass bottles. The glass bottle is recycled, and we've got bottles that have gone around hundreds of times, so it's really, really good. So our milk goes to a range of end users, not only to customers directly as fresh milk, but we also deliver milk to a number of cheese makers in the region and ice cream makers in the region. So a number of other businesses, dairy products, rely on us as well. We have a self-imposed number of 350 visitors a year. Last year, for instance, we had 750 people came to the farm to look at what we're doing. They ranged in age from 4 through to about 84. They absolutely love it. Our family are shareholders in West Horticulture, which is made up of 3 families, the Rain family, the Patterson family and the Finley family. We grow about 200 hectares of apples. This is our first variety, Breeze. We grow boysenberries and gold kiwi fruit. So these apples are destined for Asia. The colour is, as you can see, spectacular, and they'll be sitting on the shelf in Asia within a month. We've had a philosophy of diversification instilled into us for all of our lives. This is just not being reliant on a single source of income. Having scale with diversity is also important, so not being small and just having a whole heap of things that don't actually help. So you've got to have some scale as well as diversification. There's about 42 permanent staff at West Horticulture, and then we have about another 200 casuals. 130 odd are from the Pacific Islands, both Vanuatu and Tonga, and they come in through the RSE program, the Recognised Seasonal Employer program. And then we have a range of backpackers and locals that also come in as well. The climate is obviously a bedfellow with us, and the challenges it's throwing at us are particularly difficult. Extreme weather events are more prevalent than what they have been. Water is probably our most critical, and I've been part of the Waimea Water solution for this region, where we're building a $100 million dam in the Lee Valley to supplement, augment the natural aquifers beneath us here. So water's probably been our biggest challenge, single challenge. The rest of it, I think we can pretty much manage. It's really important that we have customers to eat our fruit and to understand those needs and those changing needs of our customers. So to grow great fruit in the first place is really important, because if that customer doesn't come back and have repeat purchases, we don't really have that customer. So if we can grow great fruit, great tasting fruit, then we know that they will come back and buy more and more of it.
Thanks, New Zealand On Air.